AskReddit. What was the incident at your school? Teacher got fired for posting pictures of attractive underage students on a known pedophile site. The education minister commented on it. Several teachers at my school were having affairs with each other. The principal handled the situation horribly. He fired the school's most beloved teacher, resigned, and got a job as principal in a neighboring town. Then he started embezzling money from that school's budget. Edit. I remembered some more things. 1. Some guy tweeted he was going to shoot a school with that school's name. Turns out there is a school in New Mexico with the same name, but we were still spooked. 2. Some kids were caught planning a school shooting. A rumor went around that a janitor found a gun hidden in a supply closet. The kids were suspended for a long time. 3. A junior last year teamed up with a college-age dude and broke into an old lady's apartment. The younger kid held the woman down while the older guy found her car keys. They stole her car and were found and arrested in an alleyway in a town 30 miles from our town. This made national news in 93/94. My freshman year of high school, a pretty and popular girl got pregnant by her BF. The BF denied it was his and wouldn't have anything to do with her. She told her mother, and the mother flipped out and kicked her out of the house, and she committed suicide. The Spanish language channel was doing a graveside interview with the father on Live TV. During the interview, the mother showed up to the grave. That's when the father walked to his car, grabbed his gun, and shot and killed her on Live TV. The father ran, but was caught trying to get to Mexico, I believe. Going to school was really sad and weird for a while after that. I didn't know her well, but we shared most of our classes together, and that desk that stayed empty the rest of the year was a constant reminder. In grade 5, the teacher was reading the diary of Anne Frank to the class and we were all on the carpet listening intently. Things were serious as she explained to us that they were about to get caught. Out of nowhere, Paul releases an unstoppable 7-second fart into the middle of the group. It was one of those farts where it's obvious he'd been holding it while the pressure built. Meanwhile, his sitting on the floor created an exemplary embouchure that trumpeted poor Paul's misfortune throughout the room. It stunk too. We laughed. He cried. We all got a talking to. Murder-suicide happened in the middle of the street, mid-morning, just a block away from the school. 2 brothers, grown men, one borrowed money from the other and couldn't pay it back. The very next week, someone called the cops about a gang of armed militants marching on the school and everything was locked down for hours. Some little old lady saw the JROTC team doing their parade drills in their usual spot, at the usual time, with their wooden rifles. The fork incident. My freshman year, 2 red-wearing gangster kids got into a fight for some reason that nobody remembered or cared to even remember, and the two started a legitimate fist fight. The fight escalated within seconds, and the other kid stabbed the other kid with a fork. For some reason, all the kids for the rest of my high school years remembered the incident. If a kid was gonna get in a fight, some kid would inevitably say to bring a fork, or give a kid a fork as a joke. It was my junior-senior years. Between my high school and our rival South School, there were 11-13 deaths of students, primarily suicides including suicide by cop, pretending to hold a gun to get shot, and by car wreck. Kid stole a car and crashed it into another car, died on impact. There was a series of 3 within 1 week. Everyone at the school was really depressed. Students were constantly missing. Had to bring in extra social workers and therapists, and teachers basically were powerless to control the student body and got really lax on schoolwork. The school brought in the survivor who jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge and we cancelled school for the day to go to the assembly and listen to him speak. Kids just sat in the auditorium and cried and just ditched class. I heard it's gotten a lot better, but no one from my graduating class talks about it anymore. 1980s in an Australian high school in a country town. Teachers having affairs with teachers and their partners finding out. One partner husband chased a teacher that was having an affair with his wife around the school and punched him. Male teacher having affairs with multiple female teachers at the same time and them finding out. Not bad for a school of about 500 students. Who needed drama on TV? We could watch it at school. A ceiling tile fell on a student. Two students were found having sex in the girls' bathroom and they were both dating other people. In 9th grade we spent 45 minutes in world geography class watching our teacher, who was also the baseball coach, chase a cow off the baseball field. 10th grade English teacher Mrs. White forgot the intruder alert drill was just a drill and freaked out and farted quite loudly trying to make a barricade out of desks. No one told her that it wasn't real until the toot. This thread is too dark. Here is my addition. A few kids were having a farting contest in high school, and one of them shit himself. My high school's principal was caught on tape during a presentation telling girls not to wear yoga pants if they're not a size 1 or 2 because they'll look like sausages. Made it on national news outlets. Edit. The principal was a female, and the only reason I'm not posting a source is to protect my identity, but a quick Google search of the event places you in a high school in South Carolina, so I don't care too much. Thanks everyone. A security guard came across a student blowing another and offered not to tell if they blew him too. During the school day, somebody set fire to the toilet paper rolls in the men's bathroom. For some reason though, the school was put in lockdown instead of being evacuated. I guess it was because the fire was relatively small and was put out fairly quickly, but it did send my social studies teacher to the hospital since he got hit by a stall door trying to put the blaze out. We had a Dropbox organized by many of the popular students where anyone who received nudes would send them there and they'd be saved where select people could look at them. It was upwards of 800 pictures of graphic, underage nudity. Eventually someone made a mistake and it got busted. Like 30 kids went down for it and several others got hit with distributing child pornography. It was a mess. Of course when it finally did get busted, the pictures spread like wildfire and every kid in school had their hands on hundreds of nude pictures of a huge portion of students, mostly the popular and attractive ones, but people from every social group were involved. Some people knew they were in it and some supposedly even submitted their own. Others had no idea it existed. The sexual tension in school skyrocketed far past the already high levels of any high school. Some kids were bullied for their pictures, others were praised. Kids switched schools, dropped out, you name it. It was an absolute clusterfuck. Unfortunately many people made backups of it and they're still floating around our town. It's crazy shit. Edit. I'm really surprised to find out how many other schools had something like this happen. People are crazy. Bedbugs infested the school. The school didn't notify students or parents till a week after it was discovered. Almost 100 students brought them back to their home. The county ended up paying for the cleaning of all the students' homes and finally everyone figured out which student initially brought the bugs to school. Poor bedbugs Bernie. Someone clogged the toilet by shitting a brick so wide and solid that it filled the circumference of the toilet hole. Like, it was as wide as a Boston cream donut, and a pure solid. The bloody and used culprit was never found. Should have had a poop knife. Ejaculate. The wrestling team went on a field trip to Nick, and they all got drunk and high. They decided that whoever passed out first was to get jizzed on. Kid ejaculates onto another kid's forehead, they take pictures, and put them on Snapchat. Everyone was kicked off the team and suspended afterwards. Another wrestling kid ate a slice of pizza with jizz on it. Edit. There was actually a court case for sexual assault and child porn, but nobody got in more trouble than a suspension and being kicked off the team. This smug, class clown type once said that he was gonna fuck a certain 300-pound coach's daughter to his face. The coach grabbed him by the hood of his hoodie and dragged him out of the gym on his back. The coach himself was pretty beloved for being a fun guy and a great gym teacher, so absolutely no one sided with the kid on that one. But I'm pretty sure the coach lost his job. Edit. Actually now that I think about it, I don't think he did. I was in his class senior year, and I feel like this happened junior year. There was also the time all the boys' bathrooms except for one in the office got closed because the boys couldn't stop smearing their shit all over everything. But from what I've heard that's not uncommon. Why you're so nasty. Senior prank. When I was a freshman, a group of 10 seniors broke into the school that night, removed the ceiling tiles in the library, and covered a lot of the door handles in peanut butter. There was also apparently a camcorder and some money that was stolen. Anyway, school got shut down for a day so they could clean it all up. We were all the way up in Maine, and the incident was reported on as far away as in Florida. Apparently, the kids made a huge mess of the library tiles, and a ton of them were broken or unusable. The peanut butter was spun as a deliberate attempt to trigger allergy attacks, although I'm pretty sure this was nonsense. The town billed it as a case of vandalism. In retrospect, it was just a prank that got really out of hand, and one jerk used it as an opportunity to score a camcorder. You have been visited by the good sleep chihuahua. You will be blessed with cozy sleeps, but only if you like this video before going to sleep. Like and subscribe for more Reddit related videos. Also don't forget to check out the other Ask Reddit videos I already posted.